I'm Adam Taylor, and this is my audience. In January of 2004, a 20-year-old woman was driving while talking on a cell phone in Michigan and ran through a red light and struck another car. She hit another car that had a green light and had a 12-year-old boy in it that ended up losing his life. The police concluded that she never hit the brakes before passing 2 to 3 other cars before striking the vehicle that she hit. Um, she was approximately going 48 miles an hour when this happened. Witnesses said that they never saw her looking down, manipulating her phone. She was looking straight ahead on her cell phone while talking the entire time. This is an example of inattentive blindness and cognitive distraction. The woman driving the car was on the phone with the church that she had recently volunteered for to help young boys just like the one that she struck in the car. She ended up pleading guilty to negligent homicide, and both families' lives were changed forever. Countless numbers of examples like this happen every day. This is just one instance where driving while being distracted by a cell phone caused not only the boy's life to be lost, but a good person making a mistake that will haunt her for the rest of her life. Distracted cell phone driving has become a public health threat, and we all need to realize that it is a lot worse than we originally thought. The 2014 National Safety Council Annual Injury and Fatality Report states that 26% of all car accidents have to do with cell phone use. If you look at this graph here, you will see that between the years of 2005 and 2007, the incidents that happen related to cell phones dramatically increases. It goes from 4,500 to about 6,000, and that is because of the invention of the smartphone. Texting is not the biggest issue. Most people are actually talking on their cell phones while they're driving, and it also takes longer to talk, and that is the reason why the numbers are higher, but that is more dangerous than actually texting. So in 2010, an estimated minimum of 160,000 crashes involved texting or emailing, where 1.1 million crashes involve people talking on their cell phones. Cell phone distracted driving has captured my attention. Only 5%, according to Gabrielle Crosses of USA Today, of cell phone related crashes occur because the driver is texting. The majority of the accidents involve drivers distracted while talking on handheld or hands-free devices. Hands-free devices do not make it safer to talk while driving. Research also indicates from the National Safety Council that drivers using handheld and hands-free phones only see about 50% of all the information in their environment. It is called inattentive blindness. I believe that we can make a big difference to help this problem. We can do our own part by not using cell phones while we're driving, warn others of those risks of being distracted by their phones. And if you want to put in directions to see where you're going, you can do that before you start driving your car and not have to mess with it or deal with that while you're driving. Another option is to pull over to the shoulder if you have a phone call, or if you have to text, you can just pull over and put on your hazards and text, and then when you're done, you can continue to drive. It's also a possibility that future cars will block the signal and not allow you to use your cell phone while you're driving. But the only real way to change what is happening is through legislative and corporate policies and stricter penalties when we are caught. In a AAA Foundation for Traffic survey, 83% of respondents said drivers using cell phones is a serious or extremely serious problem. It was rated a seriously extremely serious problem more often than aggressive drivers, excessive speeding, and running red lights. Only alcohol impaired driving was rated as a serious problem by people more. A University of Utah study showed that the reaction time is actually slower when someone is using a cell phone compared to a person with a 0.08 blood alcohol level. this is a visual here. At 55 miles an hour, the average text takes your eyes off the road longer than it takes long enough to cover an entire football field. And that is a pretty amazing stat for me, because we all know Invesco at Mile High is a pretty big stadium, and if you're not looking up for that amount of time, you're probably going to get in trouble. The only problem also, or another problem, is that cell phone usage is going up rapidly still today. And how many lives could we save in 2011 just distracted driving using cell phones caused 1.26 million crashes. The National Highway Traffic Administration showed in 2013 there were 3,154 people killed and an estimated another 424,000 injured in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted drivers. Don't you want to feel safe on the road for your family and your friends? How would you feel if you lost someone? So, to conclude, we all need to make an effort to make these roads safer for us and our families. The amount of accidents related to cell phones is out of control, and we can change it for the better. We need to realize that texting is a problem, but there's actually more accidents related to people talking on cell phones, even if it's not hands-free, or even if it is hands-free. So, please take the pledge, as I did. I think that it is awful, and I think that we all need to take a pledge to not use our cell phones while we drive, so we can make those roads safer for all of us and our family, and because it's worth it. Why can't we wait? We need to wait, because we can save lives. Thank you.